liquidate poverty and devastation, create the best opportunities which arise once in a lifetime of every person. The CryptoUnit program is what 90% of the people on the planet have been waiting for. Hurry up and claim your chance, your luck, your prosperity. Refer to the person who shared this video with you.
Good morning, guys. How are you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you please put in chat if you can see me and if you can hear me well? Excellent. Well, welcome to the webinar. Today is going to be a very unusual one. Before we start, I would like to launch 2 polls just to understand what is your rank and where you're from. Can you please answer one of the questions? Well, choose one of the questions from your screen. You should see now poll in progress. Excellent. Majority of people here are consultants and above. That's very nice. Excellent. Thanks a lot. So we see 34% are consultants, 27 partners. Then we have agents, 19, 12 managers, leader managers, and 8%. Excellent. Thank you. And let's see another one. This one will be where are you from? I just wanted to see what are the countries are taking part in this Q&A webinar. So we have Europe, Australia, New Zealand, America, India, other Asian countries, or Africa. So majority of the people are from, actually it's from Europe, but very close, Australia 34%, Europe 35%. We have a few people from Africa, India 10%, and America 15%. Very well done. Thank you guys for being very active. I will close the pool now. All right, well, today is very special day, very special session, let's say it this way. Yesterday, when I was looking at your Q&As, I was really pleased, and very proud of you, because the questions you asked are really relevant. And to be honest, guys, if these are the same questions which people would have asked before they invest in any company or any instruments, then the people would never be scammed or will never be misled by anybody. Because like before you invest into any company, you should actually ask all these questions. You need to understand what schemes the company use. You need to understand what is this investment backed up with. So there's all details are very important, and I'm really glad that some of you take the time to put a really interesting questions. And today I will go through the majority of them, or through most of them, hopefully. I'm planning to have this webinar for 1 hour or 1.5 hour maximum, so it's not very long one. If there are still some questions will be unanswered, then I will be able to probably do another one next week or so. But the majority of the questions, they're very similar, I would say. So hopefully we'll be able to cover everything. And before I'm going into the answering the questions, I really want you to understand one thing. We're talking about investment here, right? So we're talking about opportunity where people can become co-owners of their new instrument, which called CryptoUnit. As you know, the CryptoUnit is backed up by assets, and that's what makes us really different compared to any other like coins or any other investment proposals, where majority of the coins are not backed up by anything, while the tokens, it's completely different instrument. But at the same time, we're talking about investment, and investment is always equals risk. If you don't want to risk your money, then investment is not for you guys. Simple as. I really like one of the quotation from Paul Lynch. He said, when it comes to the investment, like you need to invest only those money which you agree that you might lose this money. So never invest like all your savings, or never start selling the cars or flats in order for you to make your investment. When it comes to the investment, you really need to understand that investment is always equals risks. And if you're happy to take the risk, only then you invest. If you're worried about too much of the money you have invested, if you have a sleepless nights, if you every day you wake up and you have a lot of regrets, then probably don't invest. Wait until it's like wait the time and wait until this instrument has been approved. Wait until everything has been built, or whatever that investment you consider is. Some people, they're happy to take the risk, and they understand that when it comes to the investment, especially at the early stages investment, the earlier you invest, the risk is larger. Same like with the SkyWay technology. Some of you remember when you started to invest into SkyWay technology at early stages, it was a massive risk, right? Ecotechnopark was not built, nothing was there, no certificates, nor Emirates government ever involved. And it was a very big risk, because you never know. Technology might go according to the business plan, or maybe not. You never know. Same with their, today instruments. We have this CryptoUnit, but it's also new investment instrument. And if you have doubts, if you're not sure, if you're not clear, maybe you wanted to first, see in the one token will be launched at the exchange, and then you can invest. So maybe this is your choice, and maybe that's what you should do. So I really want you to understand that when it comes to the investment, you always really need to look at yourself really realistically. Is this something I want to do? If yes, if I want to do, if I can afford it. If I can afford it, what is the risk level I'm happy to anticipate? And only then make your investment decisions, all of them. And, from my side, I will be able to answer your questions and hopefully provide you with more confidence about CryptoUnit. But at the same time, I really want you to start looking at any investment pretty much more serious, because I know some of you, you even ask me if, if it's possible that the company can, provide or lend the money with a certain, percentage in the top. Some of you ask, like, would I advise if you wanted to, sell the car? Some of you ask me, how are the guarantees or the dividends? What if I'm going to take the loan and then I will pay the bank from the dividends? None of the strategies are right, guys. None of the above. You should only invest those money which you have, number one. If you don't have the money, then you should be more actively involved in the business so you can create more money. But never go to, deeper into the depths in order for you to have expectations that your investment will pay it off. What if it's not? Then what? So please take this very serious. Okay? Now, let's go into questions and answers mode, okay? So I will open the questions which I shared with you another day from the Google form. I will read your questions and you would be able to hear the answers. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me open up. And also, as a part of their presentation, so I will open my presentation from PDF, the one I done last time, just in case there are any questions which needs to be backed up by numbers, so then I can share this with you too. Let's have this. Okay, question number 1. Can you buy CryptoUnit at each stage? Okay, let's do a slightly different mode. I will first briefly explain what is the CryptoUnit, because some of the questions people ask, what is CryptoUnit? I will explain you what are the processes, and if there are some questions which are unanswered, then I will go into the questions. Okay, I think that will be better, because some questions, some people ask the question, they're more advanced, and some very new people, so the levels of the questions are very different. So let's start at the beginning. I already explained what is the CryptoUnit. It's the new investment instrument which SkyWay Invest Group come up with. We wanted to wanted to offer people to become co-owners of the global portfolio, and this global portfolio has certain assets value. One of the presentations last week, a week before, I have shared with you slides where I talk about all the different types of the instruments. At the moment, our portfolio consists from more than 22 instruments. However, our aim would be to have a portfolio full of variety of instrument, 100+ instruments from 100+ segments. This is our aim, is to have a complete diversification, because only through the diversification we will be able to reach guaranteed returns, and most importantly, even if some instruments will go down on the performance, there always will be some instruments which can provide the massive growth. And this is called the balanced portfolio, where every single instrument in the segment, they're very well balanced and they provide certain returns. As a part of the CryptoUnit program launch, it has been divided into 3 different stages. And remember also, I have shared with you stages before as well. So now let's have a look, what are these stages. Stage number 1, called pre-launch. Pre-launch stage has 8 sub-stages in total. Pre-launch stage will start from 1st of April, and it will be for next 6 to 12 months. So at this pre-stage, we are not yet having the license from a Security Exchange Commission. The pre-launch stage is very similar to pre-IPO stage, where we are preparing to get our product to the market. And if you look at the second phase, which is called launch, this is where our CryptoUnit will be circulated on the global markets among other crypto or fiat money. And the launch stage will take from 8 up to 17 months. And we are planning to start the launch phase this year from 1st of December, the best case scenario. And the pre-launch will be until 1st of October 2020. And the third phase called global merchandise, or this is the program where we are switching to completely diverse portfolio, and this portfolio will provide us with very great returns. And the last stage, which is a global stage, will be able to provide the value for the token itself, because when you purchase a token at initial stages, because it's pre-launch, so the price will be discounted. Very similar as as we have in Skyway Technology. So Skyway Technology has 15 development stages, right? At each stage, there's certain work needs to be done, there's certain money needs to be invested, and each stage the price per equity increasing, right? So then the launch stage, which is IPO for Skyway Technology, in our case, the launch will be when our crypto coin will be circulated. Excuse me. So the launch, that is where it will be approved by Security Exchange Commission, and the launch will happen within next 8 to 17 months, as soon as we finish with the pre-launch stage. So that is very similar to IPO idea, that people can invest the money at early stages, because we're still in the process of getting all this legal paperwork, all the portfolio still needs to be built and finished to reach the complete diversification. So we understand that there is still certain risks involved at the pre-launch stage. That is why the pre-launch stage has a massive returns. At the launch stage, people would be able to buy the CryptoUnit from our back office if they wanted to be involved also in a business, or they can purchase CryptoUnit from any other exchange. It could be, I don't know, any blockchain platform or any cryptocurrency platform, so where it will be listed. The only difference would be that in our case, because the reason why we're doing the CryptoUnit, you all remember about the new economic evolution of the world, where Andrei wanted to promote the idea or vision that people becoming co-owners of pretty much everything what's happening around them. So if you live in a city, then you can be co-owner of the transportation system, right? So you can receive the dividends from every time paying for the train tickets, which is part of the Skyway technology. If you, let's say, if you have some like real estate businesses, which also you can be co-owner of the certain real estate or the car park, or you can be co-owner of the local bank, or you can be co-owner of the local exchange, or you can be co-owner of water and gas company. So, the idea is having economic evolution of the world, that people are having, enough money coming through them, through the dividends. So then they have a freedom and time to choose and do whatever they love to do. Only then the quality of life will be completely different. Only then the people will realize that they don't have to run this rat race. They don't have to go from one job to another job. They don't have to stress themselves out because they don't have enough money to pay for the, the kids' school fee. They don't have enough money to feed themselves. So by having this opportunity of people become part of the new economic evolution of the world, we're providing them with some sort of the safety net. And the safety net will be the tokens, which will be backed up by the real asset value. And these assets will be not just locally concentrated, but globally. So that is why all the people who are taking the part in our program, they are actually will build their way to the financial independence and financial freedom through becoming co-owners of the global portfolio. And once you have enough money coming to your account on a monthly basis, and you're not stressed about, job or expenses you have, then more likely people will have, of course, better lifestyle. So then they will start, doing what they love. So they will start adding the value to the market. Then the quality of life of, people around us will change as well. And I gave you example of this little village last time in Japan, I believe, where that's exactly how the concept has been built, and people are having the financial freedom. They have the freedom of choice to do whatever they want because they're co-owners of every single enterprise this village has. But in new economic evolution of the world, it will be a next level, because we're talking about globalization, we're talking about global merchandise, where we have in our portfolio, in our instruments, spread globally. And that will make a big difference. And CryptoUnit, as the financial investment instruments, it has like it has certain value itself. Remember, I gave you example with the bull and cash cow, where bull is the instrument which not provide you with any dividends, but cash cow, these are instruments which can provide you with the dividends, as well as you can sell the instruments in the future. So the CryptoUnits will belong to the cash cow category, where CryptoUnit itself will hold the value as well. As you know, majority of the coins, actually all coins apart from Ripple so far, are based on demand and supply, which means that if there are people who wanted to buy the coin, then the price per coin will increase. Same that would happen with the Bitcoin. If people would like to sell the coins, then price per coin will decrease. So in our case, people still can use this aspect, because then they will have a larger demands to buy our crypto coin, because the crypto coin has own value too. But our mission is not to tell people or not to motivate them to sell, because if you sell your tokens, then you would not be entitled to receive the dividends. Make sense? So our aim is to show people that only by holding tokens as a long term, only then you can receive their, like good and fat dividends, because the portfolio will grow accordingly. And if you look at our business plan, which CryptoCoin has, you will realize that every single stage, all these 8 stages, every single stage, certain percentage will be reinvested back to the portfolio. Let me share with you exact percentages. So this is how 8 stages will be completed. So at each stage, whatever the money we will raise from our people, from our partners, from our investors, we will have a certain areas where this money will be spent. This also will be part of the white book or white paper, where we can only sort of receive their legal documents from Security Exchange Commission only if you provide the plan how exactly this money will be spent. And that is very big difference between coins and tokens. That again, the tokens, they are completely a different instrument in terms of you need to provide this detailed business plan. You need to provide exactly from where you will raise the money. You need to provide the details how this money will be distributed, what will be the payouts, what will be your marketing plan, what will be percentage go back to the portfolio. So you need to provide all this information as the part of your business development, as a part of your white paper. And only when commission or accept this part, then it's going to be third party, which I already mentioned last time as well, third party audit company who will audit us and consult us that we are fulfilling our obligations and we are fulfilling all their steps which is written on the business development plan. Because if we don't, then we will be in a big trouble, or rather company will be in very big trouble, because unlike a Ponzi schemes or pyramids, or unlike any coins, when it comes to the token, then it's also like company who create a token, they have a direct responsibility. So it can be if you not fulfill your white papers accordingly, then it's punishment as well, which will follow. So that's why it's much more serious. It's much more regulative, and that's why it will be only for those companies who really have something real, some assets. I'm sure in the future, as the concept of the tokens now become very, very popular, I'm sure in the future it's going to be lots of companies who will want to do the tokens, and they will probably raise the money at the pre-STO stage, and then we'll come to people and say, you know what, I'm sorry, STO, it didn't get approved, or didn't happen, but there people need to also do this due diligence and do the checks and to understand if I trust this company, if this company actually has a portfolio, who are people behind this company, what are the percentages will be given, and how this money will be generated. Because if you do like a simple due diligence on any product or any service or any investment, it will become really obvious if this is the real company or not. Yeah, so going back to our case, so distribution of the funds. So as you can see, 40% of 40% of all the funds collected will be given, will be reinvested back into portfolio. So 40% of whatever the money we have raised, we invest in order to increase our portfolio and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. 37% will go to the marketing plan. Same like we have today in SkyWay Invest Group, we have a marketing plan with the different layers, with the different levels. And at each level, you will have a certain percentages. The marketing plan will be very similar to what we have today in the SkyWay Invest Group. It could be some slight modifications, but we're still waiting for Andre to finalize it. But more likely it will be very similar to what you have today. And you probably notice that, you know, in terms of the ranking, and some of you ask about ranks. So when you have a certain rank, this will be the sustainable in that back office. When you're going to come to their different instruments, then depends on the marketing plan. This will be the, I guess, subject to the marketing plan within the certain instrument or within the certain back office. Let's put it this way. So for 37% goes to the marketing plan. 5% will be for the representative expenses. As you know, we have offices globally, and when we have office, it means that we need to pay some expenses. So we're doing some, you know, conferences. We have an office manager or people who develop the regions. Those are people who are put in lots of time and effort in order to, you know, make the business smoother and faster, and they attract their new partners. So that's why 5% will go to specifically for their representative expenses. Out of this, another area of spendings will be operational expenses for business and taxes. Again, because it's slightly different instrument, and there are lots of legal paperwork. We also now expand, and we're going to have a legal firm who will help us globally to put the right strategy where we can attract the right people in the right markets. We're now in the process of also having, you know, own marketing agency. We're dealing with their, you know, we wanted to own on exchanges, on banks. So different companies have been formed. So everything is, you know, much more, I guess, require different companies to help us to achieve where we are going with our people. So that's why 8% of all the money which will be collected, all the funds which will be collected, will be spent for operation expenses for the business and taxes. And 10% will go to the loyalty program. And this is where majority of you guys ask the questions about, you know, the loyalty program. And I want you to really listen very carefully, because this is one of the most common questions actually being asked across all the questions we have received. Little correction. What I mentioned about their marketing plan, right? I want you to understand that in each tab we have in the back office, in each business instrument we'll have in the back office, your structure will be migrated from one tab to another tab. If you open up now your SkyWay Invest Group back office, you would be able to see that the same structure is appealing to the different tabs or different sort of back offices. So we have SkyWay Invest Group, we have Eurasia, we have TransNet, and we have Academy. Across all these tabs, you will see you have exactly the same structure, and your rank is also exactly the same across all, across some of them. For example, in Eurasia, this is some you also asked. Eurasian, what is called Eurasian company is to create it to protect our investors interest. There are lots of businesses which will be associated with the Eurasia, and lots of, especially banking sector. We're talking about the crypto ATMs. So we're talking about all these exchanges. So they will be through the Eurasia, because that's how we can protect ourselves and we can protect our investors by creating a consumer society. So Eurasia is the sort of consumer society to be created to protect the interest of investors or the partners. So when you open up the back office, you will see that your structure is migrate from one back office to another back office to third back office. In certain cases, you will see your rank will migrate as well. In certain cases, it won't, because it depends, again, what is the instruments we have, and it depends what is the marketing plan. Because in Academy of Private Investor, for example, Andrew wanted to have this as additional opportunity for people who wanted specifically to be part of the academy, where, remember I mentioned last time that we're looking for investment consultants, and this will be the paid role as well within the company. So they might have, they will have a slightly different marketing plan, which will be higher compared to what we have today in SkyWay Invest Group. So therefore, each back office will be associated with them on marketing plan. Your structure will be exactly the same, and it will be your choice whether you want to participate in a different business ventures or not. Yeah, hope that's clear. Now let's go back to the loyalty program. So what is the loyalty program, and how this loyalty program is calculated, and why it's only till 2021? What will happen next? I guess this is one of the most common questions I received. So the loyalty program, these are, as you can clearly see from the slide, loyalty program payments on old sold CryptoUnit tokens. I like the example which Andre shared with us another day. You probably all heard about cash point cards. When if you make some spending in the shop, if you buy from shop, you receive some additional money back to your card as the cashback. You can do cashback with their shopping. You can do cashback even within the bank when you buy a different instrument. The cashback is very common concept, and lots of also network marketing company who base their marketing plan on a cashback, right? Have you heard about this idea of the cashback? When you spend and you receive then bonuses from whatever that's money you spent on your card, so then you can, next time you can make the purchase and use these points towards the discount for whatever the future purchase you want to make. Excellent. So when you are part of the loyalty program, so you will receive each percentage from each stage as the part of this payback program. That's what we call its loyalty program. So whatever that's money we are raising through all the crypto units will be purchased, 10% will be distributed back to the people. It depends, it's going to be for each token holder, and the more tokens you have, the larger cashback you will receive. Make sense? The reason why we do this, in order to portfolio to grow big and receive the massive dividends, we need to complete pre-launch stage, we need to complete the launch stage, and we need to create the global portfolio. At the moment, our portfolio has 20 instruments. Approximately 68% of our portfolio consists from Skyway equity shares, which at the moment are not even providing any returns or any dividends, as you know. So there are other instruments which provide in returns. Some of them already has provided for the past few years. Some of them, they are new instruments which will provide the dividends as soon as we're gonna launch them. For example, you remember this table, where Andre has put it clearly what would be the investment segments during the first stage, where exactly we're going to put the money from whatever we receive from people in order to grow the portfolio. And these are 8 instruments. These are the returns which they will be able to produce us. And you can see these are really massive yields, very big returns, because the instruments which Andre is selecting, these are the instruments which works as the cash cow. So we're not just talking about investing into shares, because the shares will not provide you with the massive returns. They can, again, if you have a very large portfolio. So our, for example, interchange system would be able to provide returns on a monthly basis. CTO of the CryptoUnit, STO of the CryptoUnit will be able to provide yields from 3 up to 60 months. UGPay would be able to provide up to 10,000%. This is our payment system, you know, and so on and so forth. Cryptomats, for example, will be able to provide actually massive returns also in a monthly basis. So these are all instruments. We are raising the money from our investors in order to make our portfolio bigger, so it can provide with the massive dividends. So we can call them dividends only when they become the dividends. So therefore, the first stages of their CryptoUnit launch, we cannot call this bonuses, we cannot call them dividends, because they are not. They will have some percentage of the dividends, but then it's, you know, it's almost like, how can you invest 8,000 and receive on month 8 6,000 just based on pure dividends if the portfolio is not yet even that big to provide these dividends? You know, again, some of you already asked this question, and it's a very good question to ask, but now I really want you to understand what will be the answer on this. So therefore, loyalty program will be 10% from all people, very similar as the cashback, where people will receive on the back office as their loyalty program bonuses. When it's going to be 2021, then we're going to switch to pure dividends only, because then our portfolio will be reach the certain volume. Our portfolio will provide a certain dividends, and then based on the voting rights for across all our partners, and one account has one voting rights, then decision will be made when we're going to switch to complete the dividends. And the dividends will be payable for the lifetime. As soon as you hold the tokens, you will be entitled to receive the dividends. Yeah, so now I hope it's more clear. Also, loyalty programs could be viewed as, you know, like your ambassador of the brand. So if you if you own this brand or the product yourself, then you're entitled to receive the loyalty program or the commissions based on whatever that the volume of the product you own. So it's very similar. So I want you really to understand what is the difference between the dividends and loyalty program. And when you promote this business, please do it correctly and explain people what is the difference and why we call this loyalty program. So, and that is why Andre was saying that, you know, even after 3 months, the loyalty program, like you will be able to receive the first payable to your back office, the first, let's call them bonuses to your back office based on the package you choose. Because of that, if you would wait for the dividends, then portfolio would not be able to provide enough sufficient dividends to pay all tokens holders. That will be the pure, you know, like scam, because if you do the calculations, it will be too good to be true. But if you explain this way about the loyalty program, now it's all makes sense, hopefully. Can you please put the plus in chat if you understand what is the loyalty program and how this will be payable, or minus if you're still not clear? Excellent. Very, very good. Now moving forward. So now we have discussed what are the stages. We have discussed what will be their, what is the loyalty program and how this pretty much will work. And also the last bit, which I believe it's very important for you to understand, and there are some questions also based on that those tables were. Let's have a look at the example of, I don't know, to make simple, 1,000, example of 1,000. So when you purchase the pack for 1,000, the nominated price per token, it's 1 unit, $1 per token. So you receive 1,000. Oh, this is stage 8. This is a bad example. Let me use this stage 1. Stage 1. So when you invest 1,000, so you have in the package 1,000 tokens or crypto units. Then you will receive as the bonus 399,000. So the total, you will own 400,000 tokens. So the price per token for you will be 0.0025 cents. Yeah. Total, we have 750 packages available, which means that if 750 people decided to go for 1,000 package, then this package will be gone. So you will see in the back office, and the new back office will be on new tab in the back office, will be available from 1st of April till 15th of April. And one of that date, the packages will be ready to be purchased. And again, the news and announcements will be made prior to that. So you will see in front of each package, what is the quantity or number of packages are left. So as soon as someone buying one, you will see, okay, now it's not 750, now it's 749, then 748, 730, 700, 650. So you will see as people buying the package, you will see their total number of packages will decrease, and you will be able to see it live in your back office. That is number 1. And number 2, yesterday IT department, they have confirmed that whatever the money you have today on your SkyWay Invest Group account, from your main wallet and bonus wallet, both of these wallets, money will be able to be transferable to their CryptoUnit back office. Because there are some challenges in the banks. I know in a few countries where cards also stopped working for some time. So therefore, to make it simple for people, IT department created the program solution which allow now to transfer from main wallet to the main wallet of the CryptoUnit, from main wallet of the SkyWay Invest Group. Same for SkyWay Invest Group bonus account, people would be able to transfer to the CryptoUnit bonus wallet, and you can make the purchase from both main or bonus. This is very important. So this has now been opened up. So people who wanted to be the first and buy the packages, now you would be able to decide if you wanted to top up or if you want to wait until the packages and everything released in the back office. It's your decision. But this option is there for everybody. And yesterday, IT department confirmed that these movements will be possible. Voice not coming clear. Hello, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it all good, the quality and voice? Thank you. If you guys have some issues with the voice or whatever it is, then please restart your computer or restart their Zoom. Just try to come back, log off and log in again. Okay, clear. So this with regards to the packages, the total packages available, the price per token for the package, how this investment part will work. And you also all attended, or some of you, I hope all of you, attended the webinar which I done last week. Please listen again. This webinar explains how percentages will work. And I'm sure you took this print screen of this table, but let me just to outline you again what will be their payouts, what will be this bonuses which you can receive from investment you make. Let's give example of 8,000. So if you invest for 8,000, right, the first 3 stages, and in total we have 8 stages, right? The first 3 stages, company will go from 1 stage to the 2nd stage, to the 3rd stage, to until 4th stage by the dates. So let's say if we open a CryptoUnit program on 15th of April, so from 15th of April to 15th of April, May, it will be 1 month, 1 stage. So the first 3 stages will be like this by dates. On the 4th month, we're going to go from 4th month till the 8th month. We will go through the amount of money we raised through the CryptoUnit program. That is why your first dividends will be paid on the 4th month already, because we're going to go from 1st stage to the 4th stage by dates, first 3 stages. Then you will be able to receive your first dividends on the month number 4. Again, these are all predictions. So when it comes to the investment, again, nothing is guaranteed. Yeah, thanks, Annette. Not dividends, bonuses. Nothing is guaranteed. So you need to kind of, when you explain this to people, say that it is based on the projections which company had. They could be less, they could be more. Well, hopefully they will be more, but let's just be realistic and let's be careful with what we're saying and how we're saying, because this is very important. We don't want to damage the company reputation, and we don't want to, you know, like start attracting the people based on information. If we are telling people that it's guaranteed and we know that it is not guaranteed, then why we do, like, what is the purpose of that interaction? You want to just quick money, but the same person will come back then to you and say, well, you promised me that the dividends will be this and this much. You promised me. So we don't want to have any of this, conflicts where, when you do the presentation, please make sure that you explain people, number one, that this is investment instruments, and each investment instrument has a risk, and these are not guaranteed projection. This is a prediction which company based on the strategy they choose. Thank you. So 8,000. So let's say you have invested 8,000 in April. Let's say once the back office is open, so we have a CryptoUnit program now launched, and you can invest this 8,000. So the dividends, not the dividends, actually you need to loyalty program. So it's called loyalty program dividends, or I would personally change for loyalty program bonuses or payouts. I think it's sound better because the word dividends might confuse people actually. So let's call it loyalty program payouts. Will be 706.74, which will be 8.83%. So this 8.83%, if you take 8,000 and take 8%, 8.83%, this will be equal to 706. So this is 4 months. On a 5th month, you'll receive 7.57, which will be 600. Then you receive 12%, which will be 1,000. Then you receive 45%, which will be 3,629. Then on the month 8, the loyalty program payouts will be 70%, which will be equal to 5,600. Make sense? So these are the payable each month. Each month. And once after the 8 stages, then you will still be able to receive these all the bonuses. The only difference will be after 8 stages when it's going to be when we're going to receive all the licenses. The CryptoUnit will be launched at the exchanges. The CryptoUnit will be then will be able to work with the global merchandise and so on and so forth. Then it's going to be slightly different kind of wordings we use, and by that time our portfolio will grow massively. So then from 2021 we will be able to switch from the loyalty program to purely dividends. Make sense? And once you hold the tokens, again, you will be able to receive these payouts for the rest of the life of the token. So for the rest of the life as you hold it, or if you decided to sell it, then you can sell at the market price. So these are just examples of if you invested in the stage number 1. And if you have invested in stage number 3, which means that you invested in stage number 3, so which is 3rd month, and next month you would be able to receive the first dividends. So which will be 3%, 3.3 on 8,000, same example, 2.86, 4.77, and so on and so forth. The reason is why, because at the stage number 3, it will be much more easier to sell, because then you can say, you know what, you invest today, like today, this month, next month you already receive some, you know, like bonuses. Now still people need to have a faith in Andre idea, faith in the company, because they have to still wait for this 3 to 4 months for them to receive the first payouts. You know, as company grows, as the portfolio grows, as you know, we attract more and more investment, then the risk will be less and less. So that's why majority of the people who are looking for security or for guarantees, even though there is no guarantees in investment, but if they're looking for some, you know, lower risk, some of them will come at stage number 3, because then next stage they will be able to see the first payouts. Or some people, they will come at their STO stage, where the company would be able to provide with their all certifications, with all the regulations, compliances, and blah, blah, blah. And people will see the confidence that, okay, now I can buy the token at their SkyWay Invest Group back office, or I can also buy it from the local exchange. So again, for each individual, it's the choice of when they are ready to take the risk, and if they have a faith in the company, if they believe in the concept, if they understand who we are, what we have achieved. If that's enough for them to invest in a stage 1, then they will invest in a stage 1. If they wanted to think about and look around and, you know, check about, they can. That is their choice. Don't give them extra pressure, so they can invest in the further stages as well. And at each stage is going to be certain price, certain barrier, which you first invest, and then you get access. Access to the stage. The reason why we're doing this, because entire CryptoUnit program was designed with helping SkyWay technology to finish the stages faster. We want to make sure that Unitsky is not, you know, like finishing 15 development stages in the next, like, I don't know how many years. We want to make sure that people can, you know, Unitsky can finish 15 development stages this year, so the next year commercial projects can start, because the SkyWay technology has a also larger percentage in our portfolio. So as soon as we're going to receive as soon as the SkyWay technology will go to the IPO, as soon as the projects will start, then it's going to be additional payouts through our CryptoUnit programs as well. Make sense? So why we created this program is with the purpose of finishing 15 development stages as soon as possible, because all of us, we have interest to do so, as the co-owners, as the businessmen, as the investors. So do Andre. That's why CryptoUnit program already today, if you look at the money we have been raised for the past months, we already raised more money for the SkyWay technology today than we did in February, because of this, you know, new program which we launched, which allow people to invest first into the SkyWay technology. So now they can become, they can have an entry to the club. Make sense? Awesome. Well, I guess that's pretty much all from my side. Now, let me just check if there are any other questions which I have not answered yet. You can also put some questions in the chat. The first, I will go through questions I have in a Google Drive, and then I will have a look at the questions we have in chat. Okay, so the first question, can you buy in every stage one package? Yes, you can. One package per account. At each stage, you can increase. You can buy a package. At the same time, if you, like, let's say, worst case scenario, you wanted to buy a certain package, and you have some difficulties with the bank or some difficulties with their, you know, having the money in the first place, and you realize that these packages are gone. So what do you need to do? You need to then promote the business, because our marketing plan will have a certain percentages which you would be able to receive as the money on your account, and certain percentages as the tokens. Same like we used to have with the SkyWay technology. When the first few stages, people were able to receive the bonuses as well. So you also would be able to receive the bonuses as the tokens. So if you are not purchased the package which you wanted, or if you wanted to have more tokens because you understand the more tokens you have, the larger bonuses you will receive through the loyalty program, as well as the larger dividends in the future. So if you want to have more tokens, then you need to build your network, because every single time when someone invested the money into the tokens, you will be able to receive the tokens as the bonuses as well. So that's how you can grow your bonus portfolio as well. Number 2, what percentage of dividends on a CryptoUnit you show last presentation? What is the amount, maximum, minimum? I think I already showed this percentage. Have a look at the table, which I have shared just now, but also have a look at their last week webinar, because I mentioned this. The tables all has a different percentage, so it depends how much money you invest, and depends at what stage returns you are looking for. Will I be able to purchase the package? Is there limitations? I think I already answered this question. It is yes, limitation. How many packs I can buy? Again, only one package. Okay, if someone as a new investor creates account in March and invested 400 units, is that person eligible for the Crypto Close Club offers? Yes, anyone who are making the purchase of minimum of 400 units in any EAPs, they will be able to have access to the CryptoUnit at the stage 1. Will the CryptoUnit be transferable from one user account to another user account? At the moment, not. It's same like with the Skyway equity. You cannot transfer your equity because it belongs to you. In future, when it's going to be second phase, which is the global launch, then more likely, yes, so you can sell your tokens or you can transfer your tokens. But at the initial stages, whatever you purchase, that will be under your name and you hold this package. You would not be able to transfer tokens. It wouldn't make sense to do. How much will be approximate dividends on 5,000 pre-IPO and 500 on CryptoUnit? Okay, guys, please just understand that there's two different things. Pre-IPO equity share has own dividends, and if you have a look at the YouTube, we have lots of videos when we talk about Skyway technology dividends, how they will be payable. That's we need to run the projects first. The project needs to be profitable, then the dividends will be payable. So look at their Skyway technology dividends as the like long-term investment, right? The CryptoUnit's first payouts will be on the month number 4. That is what's important. So if you, and that's also one of the reasons why we believe that with the CryptoUnit program, we will attract even more money to the Skyway technology. Because sometimes, you know, when we do the presentation, when we talk to people about Skyway technology, they feel like, well, it's very long term. Like, I don't want to invest in something which I need to wait for years and years and years. I want to have, you know, money now. I want to receive the first percentages now. So with the CryptoUnit, we can operate using this. We can say people that, you know what, this is the CryptoUnit is the program where you can become co-owner of the token, which backed up by real value. And this token will be able to provide you with the bonuses on your investment this year, to be precise, with the next 4 months. So you can invest now and buy the tokens, to buy the package of the tokens, and you can receive the first payouts this year. But for you to do this, you need to first invest into Skyway technology, because we wanted to finish 15 development stages, because one of the reasons why we created CryptoUnit is to speed up the raising money for the Skyway technology. So you are not just, you know, and this is very important, people are not just, you know, throwing the money, they're not just investing, they're not just paying for access to the CryptoUnit. They are actually purchasing equity for them. They are buying pre-IPO equity shares of the Skyway technology, and they get an access to the club, like without any extra pay for the access as such. So there is no such things as an access fee, you know what I mean? So people actually buying the product, which then they can use it themselves too. But in order for them to get a part of the closed club, because the closed club initially, like the idea was to provide with our existing partners, those who believed in Skyway technology, those who believed in Andre mission, those who believed in a SkyWay Invest Group company, that we wanted to provide our partners, our investors, with their like returns this year. So that's why this club is exclusively for those who already put lots of faith and trust in Andre and Unitsky. That is why, if people want to be part, they need to invest 400 units minimum to buy EIP for the Skyway technology, and then they will be given access to the club. Even if for new people, it doesn't matter, old or new people. Which security are CryptoUnit token registered with? Because all STO must be registered and approved by SEC. Yes, of course, and this will be at the second phase, which is the launch phase. What is the tokenomics and what is the model of token value generation? For that, it will be part of their white book. And again, you can have a look at the webinar I done last week. It was like 2 hours something, where I have explained how token will increase in the value. And token will increase in the value not just because of the demand and supply, but because of the asset value our portfolio will hold. So this is the part of the tokenomics, and that's how people would want it to be part of this program, because they will see the real evidence that this instrument backed up by some real asset value, and not just based on price taken from the sky. I hope this would be helpful. For all, I do believe it's good to know about the above in case someone asking same, and white paper enable us to go through. Yes, of course, when the white paper will be released, everything will be written there much more detail. But again, have a look at their last webinar. I pretty much covered a lot about what will be the value of the token, what our instruments will have. I covered how our portfolio will look like. I covered the strategy at the first stages. So everything is mentioned over there. Please go and listen again, please. This question already answered. Dividends already answered. Not the dividends, loyalty program. Let's use it, loyalty program payables or loyalty program bonuses. That's already answered too. Will SWIG bonus plan for the CryptoUnit program regard the structure we have? Yes, it will. If you are, so you would be able to receive the bonuses from your downline if you are taking the part in the CryptoUnit program. So if you are not taking part in the CryptoUnit program, then you will not receive the bonuses from your downline. It will go to the higher line. Let's say you have, I don't know, 4 uplines before you, and you have 100 people as your downline. And one of the 100 people on your downline, they decided to be part of the CryptoUnit and they wanted to invest. So when they purchase an EIP of the Skyway technology, you receive your bonuses. But when back office will be open for the CryptoUnit, if they make the purchase through the CryptoUnit program, if you're not part of it, if you're not getting access to the club, then whatever that percentage through your downline, it will go to the upper level. If your upper level not participate, to the upper level. If not upper level, to the upper level. So in order for you to receive percentages from CryptoUnit program, you need to have access to the program. In order for you to have access to the program, then 400 units minimum is required to invest at the stage number 1. Yes, you also will have ranks in the CryptoUnits as well. Same like we have in SkyWay Invest Group. I already answered about the dividends. About Security Exchange Department also answered. For those who have qualified closed club for 100 units, get chance to invest in stage 1. Will they get chance to invest in stage 2? Or everyone should again qualify to the closed club? No, you just qualified once and then you will be there for all stages. What are the physical assets linked to the stage 1 token offering? Please have a look at their last week webinar I have mentioned, and just today I showed what will be the 8 instruments which are part of their stage, the first initial stages. Have a look what are these instruments, and if you want to see their entire portfolio of the SkyWay Invest Group, this is also available at one of the webinars when I talk about first news about CryptoUnit. I shared the portfolio as well, so you will be able to see what is the portfolio consists from. And last week webinar, I mentioned about what will be the first stages assets. They are actually here as well. So we'll just show one more time. There's a market segment during first stage. So please take a print screen. These are they. And this is the percentage. Okay, where are the questions now? After stage 8, what will be expected dividends? So loyalty program will be up till 2021, and then we will switch to their dividends payable. Why the packages are limited? Very good questions. Why the packages are limited? Because we don't want to just, reach people with the money to buy all packages. Simple as. Idea of Andre is to provide more opportunity for people who, doesn't have the big money to buy the packages for 8,000 or, like 10,000, 20,000. Again, our philosophy is slightly different. What is important is to get 15% of the world population, because if you're going to have 15% of the world population as a part of our company, then imagine how big manpower we will have and big influence. So then we can raise the money for any projects, because we're going to be co-owners of so many projects ourselves. We would be able to, work on based on our own rules. And that's where we are taken back to the power from all these, financial sharks, where people who, they don't know how markets work, they don't know how financial investment works. They always will be victims. But if you're part of the company which has a global influence, if we have a part of the company who are providing you opportunity to become, not just co-owner of the assets, but become a businessman, you can also receive their monetary reward from growing the business, then imagine how many people will join. It's very similar, you probably heard about this story from one guy from Australia where, he was homeless, and someone talked about investment into Skyway technology, and then he talked about this to his friend, and his friend was, sophisticated investor, and he invested, lots of money, and because of that percentage, now this homeless person, he can, have a proper lifestyle. So if you would have only limited our business to those people who have the money, then we would never have the cases like this. In India as well, how many people, they can only invest $100? But if not them, then we would never be able to reach the masses. And India today, country #1 in the world for investment attracted. So each person is counted, not each investment, but each person. And in order for us to reach people, packages needs to be affordable for everybody. That is why the number of packages are limited, because we don't want people with the big money to buy everything, and they receive in the, the dividends, they increase in their lifestyle. We wanted those who maybe don't have money today, don't have enough money today. They can also take advantage of this program. They can receive the dividends. They can change their lives, and they can be part of the business, which will allow them to attract, more and more people in the business. And this is our vision. This is our mission. It's a very good question. And this is, again, as well, should tell you what are the people behind our company. what are our values. Because usually in the investment world, the more money you have, it's better. The money counts. The more you invest, you know, the more you receive. Yes, it is. It is how it is in all companies. But in our case, we want this to be affordable for every single person. Even if you only have $100, maybe you will build a business which will bring you more tokens than what person invested 8,000. It's all in your hands, and it's all, you know, accessible to everyone. It doesn't matter what is your current social status is. Can we transfer? Yes, I already explained this. What is the name of the company helping to register CryptoUnit? I would not be able to answer this question because this is information not for the public yet. Once we're going to go to security exchange, once everything is published and received, then we can tell who are the company and how and what. At the moment, we are not telling these details. Even though I think, I will check actually with Andre. I think he mentioned this company name once already. So if this is something he's intentionally did, then I will be able to share. If this is something he just wanted to keep it quiet, at least for now, then that would be his choice. I will check and come back to you on this question. How long could will get registered? It's 6 to 12 months. Is there any reason why it would not be qualified to get registered? A very good question. Is there any reasons why tokens will not be qualified to get registered through the Security Exchange Department? No, it should not be any reasons. It's very similar as, you know, like when you need to talk about certification, like either any chance the certification can be declined. Yes, it can be declined if you, instead of making the door like 1 meter to, or like 2 meters into 3 meters, you do the door which is half of the meter and half of the meter. So it will be not applicable for people to use. In this case, certification will be declined. So same with the tokens, there is certain procedure, there are certain rules whereby if you comply with these rules, you receive the license. And part of the rules are actually to be transparent, to show the company has the real assets value, to explain how money will be raised, how money will be spent. So this loyalty program payables, they also part of their white paper. So that's why it is not like something which company just decided to, you know, do it secretly. This is part of the white papers as the part of our marketing mechanism to attract, you know, largest masses. So once everything will be published, then of course, and like we will fulfill with the criteria. Plus, we have a company who helping us to get through this criteria because they have done it. It's, you know, before they are professionals in the field. So there should not be any reason why we're not qualified for that. Very good question. Let me just quickly charge my computer. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much all. The rest of the questions, I can see that they are repetition of something which I already mentioned, or the repetition of all what I have already explained. If you don't manage to secure a package in any of the crypto stages, can you withdraw the money from your wallet in cash? Not sure what you mean. Like at the moment, if you receive the bonuses for your SkyWay Invest Group back office, when people buy an EIPs, then of course, whatever the money you receive as the bonus, then you can withdraw them. But if you are not taking part in the CryptoUnit program, you would not be able to receive any bonuses. So you need to get access to the program, then you would be able to receive the bonuses through the marketing plan. This already mentioned. Loyalty program mentioned. Is there any news on SkyWay token? All right. SkyWay token again has nothing. is not part of their CryptoUnit program. SkyWay Token is a different initiative created by Anatoly Dortovich-Unitsky. The SkyWay Tokens, we will hear very soon some news about the tokens and what will be the strategy for execution for the SkyWay technology, but the tokens will be slightly different from our tokens. SkyWay tokens will be backed up or will be linked with their with the technology. So, for example, when people are buying the tickets to use in Unibus, let's say, for example, so they would be able to buy the token, or will be able to buy and sell the tickets using the tokens. So it's slightly different instruments altogether because it's linked specifically with the SkyWay technology and linked with the local project development. I know Dr. Unitsky, he's now working with their with a company who are very professional in this field. So they have changed the partners, and they would be able to put the right strategy for the tokens execution. But all what you need to remember that even if you have exchanged the previous, if you have exchanged the money through the tokens, like I did, for example, I'm very sure that Dr. Unitsky, he appreciates all the people who believed on tokens and believe on his idea of having tokens, that he's not aiming to, take advantage of any of us, he's very trustworthy man, and we can see everything what he promised, he actually achieved. And even people who invested into his idea of the SkyWay technology years and years ago, even before SkyWay Invest Group, before multi-level crowd investing, when he started, the first time when he put idea of having SkyWay technology, like more than 10 years ago, there was some people who were invested at that time. And Dr. Unitsky offered equity to those people too, because once they have invested, so he feel like it's his obligation to provide people with a piece of his company because they once believed in his idea. So that's why a SkyWay token, the information will be published very soon. I know Unitsky has a team of professionals who are working on these fields as well. And for the next few months, we will hear some news about SkyWay tokens. But for your information, there is no correlation between a CryptoUnit and SkyWay token. I think that's pretty much all questions which I have in a Google Drive from you guys. Okay, some of them related to SkyWay technology. So again, I will not keep you guys occupied with this webinar, answering questions about SkyWay technology, because it's not the right place to do. Let's have a look if you have any questions in this chat. Maybe I have not answered some. Mila, so people will be able to purchase a package as early as 1st of April and not 15th of April. No, I don't know the answer now at this stage, because the CryptoUnit back office will be open anytime from 1st till 15th. Whatever people who are invested before end of the March, they will be the first priority to the Crypto Club. Before the Crypto Club will be open, it's going to be news from the company in your back office saying that Crypto Club will be open within the next 72 hours or 3 days or whatever it is. So people will, company will let you know what is the date where a CryptoUnit back office is working. Until now, all what you need to do is invest the minimum money if you want to be part of it. And if you wanted to top up your main wallet, so then once the CryptoUnit back office is launched, so you can fast transfer the money from one back office to another back office, you can do so. But at the moment, we don't have any exact dates, because IT guys, you see, yesterday they just added new feature. If they would have launched this, as soon as possible, then this feature will not be able to be added on time. So that's why now they do all the tests and they see what else people are required to make this transition smooth as possible. So that is why I cannot give you exact date now, because they are now in the process of improving it, adding new features to make it more easier for everybody. But we know that the CryptoUnit planned opening will be from 1st of April till 15. When exactly, we will hear the news from SkyWay Invest Group company in your back office. Oh, where the questions gone? Let me see. Are the questions you have? I just lost the all questions. Okay. Question of the day: if someone funds 8,000 to the ACO wallet and 8,000 packs finishing, can withdraw the money? To be more clear, if we buy 5,300, then we have 2,700 left. Can that balance be withdrawn? Okay, so you mean if you top up your wallet 8,000 and then 8,000 packages are gone, so then you go for the lower packages. So whatever the money left, if you can withdraw them. I'm not sure if it depends on what wallet, because same in our case, you can withdraw only from the bonus. I don't think you can withdraw from the main. So it depends where this money will be seated. How this crypto unit will be different? What make you think that it's increasing value? I think I answered this question. And if you want to get a bit more detail, please listen last week webinar, which explains very well. What difference between SkyWay tokens and crypto units? Already answered this. I heard crypto unit is registered in Delaware. I want to know under what name is corporation registered. Again, all this information about company registration and legal, at the moment, like to answer yes, we have a company in Delaware, which is the United States, but more detail and all the legal framework will be provided you a bit later, because we are now still in process of getting everything finalized, everything legalized, and the company is still in the process of getting all the licenses. So let's not jump ahead of the train. Let's receive information as it's provided by the company without any assumptions. Okay. What will you invest the money in? What will increase the value? I think I already explained this. We'll be able to send the money from the crypto unit back to the SWIG business account, business wallets. So you will be able to transfer vice versa. In SWIG, we can withdraw all the bonuses from 50. What will be the crypto unit? Good questions. Good question. I think it will be similar. I don't know what will be exact the minimum withdrawal, but more likely it's going to be more likely it will be also from 50 and above. Is there will be SWIG card to withdraw the dividends? SWIG card, you mean like a bank card, Khalid? This will be the part of their. This will be the part of our bank and exchange, where yes, we are looking to have own bank cards, definitely, which then all the payable would be able to withdraw to the SkyWay Invest Group bank card. So this is definitely the plan. Mila, if current structure is transferred across, level one doesn't buy with a level 2 person, then becoming level 1 in terms of commission payable. Yes, correct, Aroha. What are the chances to buy in the first stage, as we completed the questionnaire? So I think the figures were analyzed and you have idea. Is the offer same with the request based on the questionnaire? You see, like initially idea was to set the limit. Like we wanted to initially, in order to people to get access to the crypto unit, they wanted to, they should have invested 1,000 units into the SkyWay technology. But after questionnaire, we realized that majority of people are comfortable with the 400, 500 investment. That's why after we did the questionnaire, Andre kind of analyzed all the answers and he adjusted. So now the level 1 entrance is for 400 units and above. So whatever the questionnaires we do, please do make sure that you reply on them, because again, each vote is very important. So we want to have their understanding that whatever that we do, whatever we plan to do, it's okay with the majority of our people. That's why we do this questionnaire in the first place. So for the stage 2, we also will run the similar questionnaire, I think so, to see what will be the stage 2, the sort of access fee. But what Andre wanted to do is 650 units for the stage 2, because we want to keep increasing the bar, because we want to raise more money for the SkyWay technology to finish 50 development stages faster, so then Unitsky can go and build the actual projects which you already have the money for to build. Can new investor who is not SkyWay member join? Yes, of course. So any new investor or even old investors, you can join at any stage. So if you decided to join in stage number 2, stage number 3, stage number 8, it's your decision, it's your choice. You can join at any stage. The only difference will be rewards and the risk level. At the stage 1, because it's something new, it's something, you know, with the high risk, let's put it this way. So the returns are very big. When it's going to be stage 8, then it's going to be very little risk, because this is the last stage. So then, of course, the returns will be less as well. That only difference. So the question is, what is your risk level at the stage 1 or at the stage 8, or you want to wait till it will be officially launched through the exchanges? And also, you probably seen a new promotion in the back office, and I believe Aneta and Andrew, yesterday they ran the webinar about, they mentioned about the Master Profi. You see, the reason why we created this promotion is, again, we understand that not everybody will get the best package, and it's fine. I don't even know if I will get the package for 8,000, or even Andre, he said like, he laughed another day, and he said like, people is asking like, what if this package will be gone? Like, what if like, we're not going to buy? And Andre said, well, I don't know, like if package will be gone like within half an hour, maybe I also would not be able to buy it. So, you know, and it's fine. We don't need to, I guess the aim is, we didn't create it thousands of packages for 8,000 for the purpose. And I really want you to understand this so clearly. We want to get people to work with us, to build together, to be co-owners of the wherever the portfolio we build. Because then if people are seeing it, what we see in it, they will be able to understand that this is security for the lifetime. This is the company where, you know, if they ever been scammed, now they can be part of the something real, which will be able to pay them real money now. So our aim is to get as many people as possible. And if you don't have, you know, if you miss the package, if you don't have enough money to buy, then let me teach you how to do the business. Because by doing the business, you're not just helping yourself to, you know, have a commission, have tokens, but because you're now stimulated to do business, you will reach more people. And that's why, you know, multi-level crowd investing works so well. If we only had a crowd investing, I'm telling you, even today, we probably would be in stage number 3 or stage number 4. Because if people are not motivated to, you know, talk to others, to invite others to invest, if they're not motivated financially, or if they don't have a rewards for them to take the actions, then people would not take the action, simple as. So that's why when we create this multi-level crowd investing as the instrument, we add in these bonuses in order to motivate, in order to tell you, well, you spend the time to find prospects, you spend the time to make the presentation. If that person invests, you receive commission. So we want to make sure that people understand that, wow, this is very unique business where I'm not just co-owner of the technology, not the co-owner of the equity, but also I can build my own business. So I can pretty much build a global empire, and I can work today globally with no limits. So then a person will have more motivation, because every single transaction he made, he can receive the commissions for that. Same with the CryptoUnit. But we want to not just to give people commissions as the money, we want to give commissions as the tokens as well. So if you want to have your dividends or the loyalty program payables, which will be equal to 6,000 per month, then you need to have a look how many tokens this package has. So even if you're going to get to the lower package with a lower tokens value, you can have a look at the marketing plan and see what is the percentage from the tokens will be from your downline on the people you invest. So you can calculate how many tokens you need to have through the marketing plan in order for you to have this aim fulfilled, which is 6,000 loyalty program payable on the 8th stage. That's how you should think. And that's how, if you're going to spread this, globally, lots of people will join, because this is win, 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 win for everybody. And that is why we're aiming to have lower packages and a higher quantity, because the lower packages will be affordable for majority of the people. And then when you're going to do the business, you will increase your tokens quantity, which then will directly reflect on the loyalty programs payable. Make sense? That is the logic behind. And this is what you should exactly to promote. Okay, I can see lots of questions, but they're very similar to what I already mentioned. So I guess that's pretty much all, guys. If we can find the last webinar you can find on our YouTube. If you go to SkyWay Invest Group YouTube channel and you click on videos, you will be able to see all the latest webinars in different languages. So have a look and get access to will webinar when I talked about what is the CryptoUnit, what is backed up with, what are the instruments, and what will be the rewards for each stage, and so on and so forth. When you said between 1st of the 15th April, the CRU back office is open, you will be able to buy only package when the date is given, or you can buy only from 15. Now the date is given. So when the date will be given, that date you can buy the packages. I believe all the company plan and project, but I think higher package is very few. Exactly, and hope now you understand why the higher packages are only few. Okay, guys, well, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for staying till the end. If you believe that it was useful to have this sort of the Q&A webinars, we can have it on a more regular basis. And at the same time, please make sure that you have a look and stay tuned when the dates will be for a CryptoUnit entrance point. And also make sure that you are listen, yesterday webinar done by Andrew and Annetta about master profit. If you want to know how to do the business, then you need to invest in your brain, and you need to learn from the people who are already doing the business. There's no point of you to create an new vehicle for you. If you want to buy the bicycle, you just go to the shop and you buy the bicycle. You're not creating the bicycle yourself, right? Because you understand that the time is equals money. So same in a business. If you want to learn how to do the business, if you want to learn from the best people who are already in this business full time, who already made the larger returns from the business they grow, then please make sure that you are going for the 400 units master profit package. And this master profit package, it's level 1 and level 2 together. This is only for limited time, because we decided to build the value for you guys. If you look at the back office, usual price for level 1 is 360 and level 2 is 900 something, 980. So we combine these two packages and we give you massive discount, because we have this is our decision to share our knowledge with a very cheap price. Because now we're going to the new wave, new business development. Now we want to grow our business even faster and more effectively globally. And we need to have leaders. We need to have people who understand how to build, how to do the presentation, how to handle objections. We need to have people who understand financial investment literacy. We want to provide whatever we have in our brain to you guys, so then you can duplicate it much more simpler. And if you already passed the master profit already, then I encourage you to do it again. I have done personally more than 3 master profit as the student, and I have done more than 15 master profit all over the places. And every time I learn something new, because again, this is like the essence of our business. This is what Andrei Havratov, he put all his 20 years of experience in investment and the businesses, he put a nice package which called master profit. And for only limited time, and only for this CryptoUnit program, we have decided to put level 1 and level 2 together for the price, which is 400 unit, which is exactly the same price to you to get to the entry point to the CryptoUnit. Because if you pass the master profit, I can tell you, you will be able to do the business faster. So if you need to have more tokens, if you want to have a larger portfolio, then please make sure you learn how to do the business properly. Because once you know how to do the business properly, then you will never come up with the questions. I don't have a people, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to do a presentation, I don't know how to handle objections. If you want to know all these things, then you're very welcome to come to the Master Profi and we will teach you. And this offer is limited for only, I believe, 1 or 2 months, because we wanted to get fresh people or people who want to learn again, be prepared for the CryptoUnit, because the CryptoUnits will be massive. You will have lots of people who will target you, who want to be part of it, and you need to know how to explain this business. You need to know how to package in the right way. You need to know how to motivate people to take actions too. And all this you will learn from the Master Profi. So thanks a lot, guys. It's been a pleasure, and have a very good day, very good night. And I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.
The CryptoUnit program provides an opportunity to become a co-owner, stakeholder, shareholder of a global investment portfolio, which works in over 20 segments and sectors of the investment market. The CryptoUnit is a chance for people to change the realities of their lives, do what they love, and live in abundance and prosperity, be important to the community, and bring great benefits to other people. Solve the problem of class inequality, liquidate poverty and devastation. Create the best opportunities which arise once in a lifetime of every person. The CryptoUnit program is what 90% of the people on the planet have been waiting for. Hurry up and claim your chance, your luck, your prosperity. Refer to the person who shared this video with you.